The question, what is a woman, is spread widely across social media platforms and political campaigns, but somehow nobody is able to answer it. As a society, we are not able to define what a woman is, but decisions are being made around gender. So, what is a woman? What roles do women play? And why is it important that we can define what a woman is? I will be examining this question from a non-biased viewpoint based on scientific research as well as both sides of the political perspective on the issue. So, what is a woman? The audience that I would like to reach with my intervention is largely people under the age of 43. Millennials range from 28 to 43, and Gen Z ranges from 12 to 27. Millennials and Gen Z are more likely to spend their time on social media and are the younger generations that will impact the future. These two generations are also the ones who are most likely to say that they cannot define what a woman is. The purpose of this intervention is to gain an understanding of what a woman is from both the scientific, political, and social perspectives. When decisions are being made about pregnancy and abortion or gender reassignment based on gender, we need to be able to define what a woman is before these decisions are made. We will be utilizing the social identity theory that we learned about in Lesson 10. Social identity theory is defined as a person's self-concept is dependent on their group belonging. This means that people define themselves based on their group membership, such as gender groups or political groups. This relates to defining what a woman is because people base a large chunk of how they identify around what group they choose to identify with/belong to. The two main groups being male and female, as well as the more recent groups such as the LGBTQ+ group. I will be utilizing social identity theory to understand how a person can identify with a group of people that they can't even define. When you look up the question, what is a woman and what is a man, the answers are vastly different. The given definition of a man says a man is an adult human male. Male is the sex of an organism that produces the gamete known as sperm. A female organism cannot reproduce sexually without access to at least one ovum from a female. However, the given definition of a female says a woman is an adult human female. Typically, women are of the female sex inherit a pair of X chromosomes, one from each parent, and fertile women are capable of pregnancy and giving birth from puberty until menopause. While Wikipedia is not my ideal source, this is the first thing people see when they Google the commonly asked question, what is a woman? The question I am examining is why is it that the given definition of a male is determined, but the definition of a female is wavering? I will be answering this question through both the scientific and social lenses, because no matter your political views or beliefs, in order to make important decisions for society, there needs to be a concrete definition of what a woman is. I will also be looking at the related question, if we can't define a woman, why is it so easy for society to define a man? Or is it truly easy to define what a man is? I will also be looking into the biological and social differences of men and women, as well as the role of transgender men and women in sports and other social aspects, and how the social issues related to transgender people relate to the definition of what a woman is. The channel or platform through which my message will be communicated is across social media platforms. Social media is widely used by millennials and Gen Z, so I will be able to capture the widest reach of my audience through social media. The platforms I am planning on spreading my message on include Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Roughly 90% of Gen Z uses some sort of social media platform, and roughly 88% of millennials use some sort of social media platform. By using social media platforms to spread my message and intervention, I will reach more millennials and Gen Z adults than I would using another channel, such as TV or through paper advertisements. Now that we have covered the scope of my intervention and where the question stems from, we can look into statistics and research to answer the question, what is a woman? From birth, people are given or identified by the sex they are born as. A female is born with XX chromosomes, while a male has XY chromosomes. While it has become more common for parents to allow their child to change their gender as they grow, does this really change their biology? After an immense amount of research, I found that no matter if a person uses hormones to change their gender or undergoes gender reassignment surgery, they cannot alter the chromosomes that they had at birth. This means that biologically, a person cannot change their gender based on chromosomes. No surgery can biologically reassign a person's gender. While science says that a person cannot biologically change their gender, people can physically change their gender. People decide to undergo gender reassignment surgery or take hormones for a number of reasons. The most common reason is that people don't feel that their gender and outward appearance matches how they feel on the inside. They choose to alter their cells and outward appearances to look the way they feel. Once again, the set of chromosomes they are born with won't change, but the way their body functions and looks will. After a person undergoes gender reassignment surgery, their body alters, but not everything does. A person's strength may change a little when they have had gender reassignment surgery, but it won't change to equal the gender that they have come to identify with. According to the National Institutes of Health, transgender women are still stronger than average females, and trans men are still weaker than average males. While this doesn't matter on a day-to-day basis, when it comes to decisions being made about transgender people in sports, it does. One example of the biological differences between transgender women versus cisgender women in sports is regarding the Olympic swimmer Leah Thomas. Before transitioning, Thomas was ranked in the mid-500th level of men's swimmers. However, when Thomas transitioned to a female, she ranked into the top level of all female swimmers according to Swimmers World magazine, and many other sources agreed. This demonstrates the biological unfairness that comes when you have a transgender female compete against cisgender females. The other side of the issue is regarding trans men who compete against cisgender men in sports. There is less of a public conversation regarding transgender men in sports because it is seen less than transgender women in sports. This is once again due to the biological differences that science shows. While transgender men are able to change their gender to fit who they feel they truly are, they are not always able to change their body's makeup enough to obtain the same levels of strength as cisgender men. Science Direct conducted a study on the strength of cisgender and transgender men and found that while the median testosterone levels were similar, the total muscle and grip strength of cisgender men was higher than that of transgender men. This displays why we need to be able to define the criteria for what a man or woman is before making decisions regarding things such as sports, because there could be safety issues when it comes to more physical or contact sports. My intervention is aimed to share the biological strength statistics of both male and females and how they compare to their transgender male and female counterparts, so people are informed before making decisions. Once again, we need to be able to find where the line is drawn when it comes to what a woman is and what a man is before making decisions. If a transgender woman still has strength relatively equal to a cisgender man, then having a transgender female play a sport against a cisgender female play a sport against a transgender female is not a balanced match. On the other side of the issue, a cisgender man has more strength than a transgender man, making the match unequal and possibly dangerous for the transgender man when it comes to more physical sports. According to the Washington Blade, there is less dialogue and focus surrounding trans men in sports. Trans men, after all, pose a lesser threat in men's sports. It's more difficult for people born female at birth to keep up with male-born athletes. So people need to consider all sides of the issue before deciding if transgender people should be playing sports against cisgender people. This decision should be made for the safety of all athletes, both cisgender and transgender, and based on biological and physical strength. The last aspect of the question, what is a woman, is the identity aspect. In the last few decades, women empowerment has increased and has created many positive changes and advances for women. But how can society as a whole celebrate women empowerment when they can't define what a woman is? There are two distinct sides when it comes to this question. One side believes that a woman is defined by chromosomes and biology. The other side believes that a woman is any person who identifies as a woman no matter if they were born as female, underwent gender reassignment to become a female, or just feel that they are a female regardless of what gender they were born as or what anatomy they have. When questions come up regarding pregnancy, sports, when society says that women have less rights than men, or how gender reassignment affirms gender but society can't define what gender is, people need to be able to answer the questions, what is a man and what is a woman? This intervention is not to prove what a woman is, because that would just be my opinion and other people would disagree. This intervention is to prove that people need to be able to answer the questions, what is a man, and more specifically, what is a woman, before making decisions regarding gender. People will have answers that vary, but when the government, healthcare, and society makes decisions regarding what a woman is, they should be able to answer the question, what is a woman? Decisions can't be made if the main factor cannot be defined. For example, if decisions about transgender people in sports come out, there needs to be a line between if transgender people can compete against cisgender people, or if there should be separate sports leagues for transgender people. Another example would be regarding public restrooms. Is it okay for transgender females to enter female bathrooms, and vice versa for men? How do we define women when it comes to public restrooms? These questions need to be answered whether people believe in gender equality for all, or believe that biology cannot change gender. There needs to be certain criteria in place for decisions being made based on gender, both from a government perspective and socially, to equal more equality for all. Thank you.